feel good today. What is up, DTL Universe? Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it DTL. Driving the Line. We are live every single weekday and Sundays during the football season at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on all of the stadium apps, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. The list goes on and on. Never forget also that we have content all over the place and the best damn crew in the game. The semifinals are now set in college football. We'll dive into that. Texas and Ohio State, and also now Penn State and Notre Dame, as the Fighting Irish won the Sugar Bowl yesterday in handy fashion, as did Ole Miss last night over Duke. Now, as always, we are the most transparent show in all of sports betting. We don't want to be on one of those ugly sites. Yesterday, kind of a ho-hum day. We have a motto here at the show. We want to win more than we lose. A lot of new people that are in the chat. Hit the like button for me. A lot of new people watching all over the place. Welcome. Bring all your friends. Turn on your notifications, because every time we start any of our content, we want you to be notified, much like our brand new, fresh DTL, the podcast. Every single day, audio drops around 2 p.m. Eastern. Video for you premium members, crew members, drops around 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, I couldn't do this without my man right here, freshly shaven this morning, looking nice. AB, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Morning, crew. How we doing, man? You doing okay?
I'm doing good. I feel like the New Year's is behind us. We can focus now on playoffs, incentives, the NFL. So I'm ready for 2025, man. Are you?
I am. I'm very ready. And I'll tell you what, nothing better to start one of our OGs, all right? Zach Phelps, his daughter, who's been watching, all right, all last summer and all through Christmas break. So a huge happy birthday to Harper. Happy birthday indeed. You're the best. Dad's a pretty good guy.
I love it, man. I love it. Part of the crew, families and pets. Very important to us here at DTL, as was Howie Schwab. So, AB, today, what is the Howie Schwab crew play of the day selection, sir?
Yeah, 2 bowl games here, all right? 4 options. Minnesota -9, Virginia Tech +9. You're going North Texas +13.5, Texas State -13.5. This bowl game feels like DG. It feels like he's all over this one right here. So, polls in the chat, vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
We will find out in a moment. By the way, our numbers guy, Raphael Spar, chat for the next 20 or 25 minutes. Charles will also be there for a lot of the show. If you have any questions for either one, put them into the chat. They'll answer them for you in real time. All right, without further ado, you guys know what time it is. This is where your day starts. You guys are family to us. You guys are all part of the crew. But I do have the best damn crew in the business. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. Oh, and today it's an embarrassment of riches as we go 5 wide. First and foremost, live from the dirty, the site of last night's Sugar Bowl, Mr. Charles. Big Chuck, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. DTL crew. Hope everyone's doing great. If I could just have one moment, I know this is a sports show, but I definitely want to send my condolences to all those that were affected by the senseless tragedies on New Year's Eve in New Orleans. Just know we're praying for you all. You're in our prayers. We'll show that resiliency as we face another challenging event in the great state of Louisiana.
Couldn't say it any better. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate that. Now, he is live from Memphis, Tennessee. He is all over college football, and I would love to know what he thought about Notre Dame methodically taking apart the Georgia Bulldogs. DG, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Listen, I was trying to finish Squid Games, and so I did kind of keep my eye on that game, but it was ugly. Notre Dame just ran all over Georgia. I know Seabass had a little tear in his drink as he was ending the night.
AB, what are we doing? Watching Squid Game when there's a semifinal game on? What are we doing?
I guess he's not helping out the Nielsen ratings.
Apparently not. Don't worry about it, DG. They got enough money. All right, today's all about incentives in the NFL. We've got a bunch of them to talk about, but also we have prize picks. Best beard in the game. Soupy, what's good, man?
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, this is one of my favorites. This is a great week to hit those prop bets because those players, they're trying to hit their own props to make a little bank for them.
You're damn right. There's some that have as much as $2 million incentives on the line this weekend that we'll talk about later on in the show. All right, here's how we're going to do it today, a little bit differently than we normally do. We're going to do all of our picks. We're going to do Charles's 5-pack here in the Yays as well, and then Charles will be in the chat. You guys always have a million questions for him, so we like to take care of everybody on both sides of the fence. So, AB, producer man, give me that screen for Friday here on Football Friday. 3 big picks. AB, start us off.
We're going to start off with Minnesota and Virginia Tech today, over 42.5. Look, I think Minnesota's going to put up a lot of points. I think Virginia Tech will put up some points, but we're going to get to over 42.5. Should be a nice day here. Now, the next 2 plays you see are in the semifinals. First off, we're going to take Notre Dame money line -120 while we still can. Everyone on planet Earth is going to bet Notre Dame. They're going to bet this number up and up and up and up. And you know what? To be honest with you, Penn State's playing great football. Notre Dame was a big win for them last night, but I'm going to go and take the money line while we can. And then finally, yeah, you saw it right there on the screen. Texas +6. And it makes no sense. Let me say this. It makes no sense. No one is playing better than Ohio State. But all I know, all right, is that do not ever doubt Texas's ability to get a call when they need it late in a game. And where's this game being played? In the Cotton Bowl, just down the street from Austin, Texas. Okay. So those people want to get out of Texas alive. All right. Again, Ohio State is awesome. This is nothing against them. It makes no sense, but bowl people like money, and Texas brings money. So I'll take it +6.
That is next level capping right there, AB. Next level capping right there. Can you imagine somebody at the Texas tailgate? Man, I took Texas today. Why? We're playing Texas today. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like that. And that's the thing is it's like Ohio State it could win the national championship and beat the hell out of everyone. Like it just feels like one of those weird games where Texas just hangs around. Yeah,
I understand. I get those gut feelings a lot too. I tell you what, I really, really do. AB, great start. Thank you very much. All right, Soup. No, I'm going to come to DG because I would love your reaction and then give me your 2 plays. Because I'm sure you agree completely with AB this morning. Do you not?
I do not. And I thought that Ohio State just wasn't good, but my God, they are just rolling. And so I don't know how you're doing that or why, because I think that line might go to 7. So it might stay a little later and hang on because Raphael always tells us to pump the brakes a little bit and wait. So but let's go into my 2 plays today. I'm going to go over with the football game that's happening. That's the Battle of Texas. North Texas, Texas State. Both teams to score in the first quarter. It's -125. Did you know Texas State led the country in first quarter points per game at 12.7? But also North Texas, yeah, you don't know about them. You never watched them. They were 10th in the country in the first quarter with 8.5. We're going to go with both teams to score here in the first quarter. Then we're going to go with my guy, Isaiah Hartenstein. He did it last night. Over 3.5 assists at -110, 4+ and 4 straight. We're going to go for 5 straight today with 4+. Let's go ahead and get Isaiah Hartenstein with 4+ assists.
Were you watching the game live last night? Because I feel like as soon as he hit it, that email came in with your check. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait to get those check marks into us when he hit that. I'm quite
Everybody
sure
else had finished, man. So he was the last one. I was waiting.
I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, Big Soupy, 2 big plays coming over to you. What do you got?
I will allow DG to hopefully hit this play, this first quarter play for him in Texas State and North Texas, but I don't think there's going to be much scoring after that. Yeah, Texas State, 37 points per game. North Texas, 33 points a game, but they're not playing any of their players. The most significant player is Texas's starting quarterback, Jordan McLeod, but who knows if he's going to play the whole game. That's why I'm taking the under 63. This is too big of a number. They're going with how they've played throughout the regular season. And then I'm going with the other bowl game, Minnesota, Virginia Tech. Yeah, Virginia Tech is not playing anybody, including Kyron Drones, who really, he had a fantastic year throwing the ball and running the ball. If you watch that game against Miami like I did, that probably should have been a touchdown. But the way Michigan plays, they play tough at both lines. They're very physical, and going against Virginia Tech guys who might be walk-ons playing as a senior, or maybe some early incoming freshmen, getting only a few practices in, I think Minnesota rolls in this game, -9.
Is anybody else tired of, and they're not doing it on purpose, all the announcers on the games talking about how dumb the transfer portal is right now to have it in December, so all these kids have to decide. Then you had that kid from Georgia who said, yep, I'm going to the portal. Oh, no, wait a second. I think I'll go play in this college football playoff game. And then they end up – we're intelligent people. Move the damn thing to January or February. I'm tired of this nonsense. All right, now it's not the busiest weekend on the pitch, but it is a busy weekend. You got all these international breaks, Charles, all over the place. But you, sir, have not disappointed, and we got a little something on all 3 days. You're up with your 5-pack, sir.
Friday, League One, Nice versus Rennes. Rennes, first half team total over half a goal. I like Rennes as a dog. So does AB's dogs. Plus, Nice has conceded 6 first half goals in their last 5 matches. Then La Liga. Valencia welcomed Real Madrid to town. The over 2.75 with Valencia averaging 1.5 goals at home. And Real Madrid, they average 1.9 team goals during their travels. Moving on to Saturday, EPL, Tottenham versus Newcastle gets the morning started. First half, over 1.5 goals. When these two get together, they just tend to score early and often with 2 or more first half goals in 7 of their last 8 affairs. Moving on to Sunday, Liverpool, Manchester United. Liverpool team total over 2.5. This is the Northwest Derby that has favored Liverpool as of late, with the Reds scoring 3 or more team goals versus Man United in 5 of the previous 8 games. And lastly, Mohamed Salah, some may call him Mo, anytime goal scorers who loves playing the Red Devils, hitting the back of the net in 12 of his 14 career games versus United.
And those are your 5-pack. We do them every single Friday if you're new to the brand. Right here, courtesy of Big Chuck, who is the hottest capper in the DTL universe. Now, here at the show, we catch strays all the time. And AB, I don't know if you saw this. We were talking about with the guys before the show. Did anybody see the Lakers won last night? I don't think they covered. They won by 6, I think. But did anybody see Charles Barkley last night? And he absolutely eviscerated J.J. Redick. Because J.J. Redick is pissed off at how the media covers the NBA and thinks the ratings are down because of shows like Inside the NBA. And Charles Barkley went absolutely bananas. Are we tired of Charles Barkley yet, or do we want more of Charles Barkley, AB?
No, I want more of it. Look, J.J. Redick just used the media to get a job. Why is he criticizing the media now? Like, I'm tired of I love J.J. Redick, but dude, just coach your team. Like, the only good thing about the NBA is that show that Charles Barkley and them do. The rest of it sucks. Like, Barkley's 100% right here.
Barkley said, apparently we're the ones, DG, that are jacking up 100 threes a game. He had an answer for everything. What is your answer right here? Because to me, this was the story of the night.
I love Charles. He's always giving those one-liners, but he is speaking the truth. It's too many three-pointers, and it's the disgusting style of basketball. There's nothing that gets into the paint, into the interior part of the zone in a sense. So I think that it is about the three-pointers, but JJ was mainly talking about how everybody's negative about it. Well, everybody's allowed to speak their mind. He has to just get over it and just go coach. His team sucks.
He forgets, and I was at ESPN for 10 years. And I've never seen somebody walk in the door, be an NBA analyst, use the job, because everybody that I worked with and everybody I talked to, they used it to stay relevant because they wanted to get another job, whether it's football, NBA, or whatever. I've never seen a person walk in and do a podcast with the star of the team in order to get a head coaching job with said team, and then he can't be bothered with the interviews at the end of the quarters. 20 seconds, Soupy, talk to me.
Yeah, he's talking about how JJ is not a good coach, and right now the Lakers are just not good. They've had some rough stretches. They're playing better, but like he said, Frank Vogel was good and got fired. Darvin Ham was good and got fired. If LeBron doesn't like you, you're going to get fired, JJ, and now you got to go back to that media you just absolutely eviscerated.
At least we'll have guaranteed money, Big Chuck. 20 seconds, big boy.
How can I hate on a fellow Chuck? I love Mr. Charles Barkley, and are we not mistaken? I could have sworn that JJ got his job. He was just with the media the last few years, so that's kind of a crazy statement. But yeah, never can go against Big Chuck.
All right, Big Cheesy says, Coach, name drop. No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a Charles Barkley story on DTL the podcast today. You guys got to tune in over there, and it's a good one. It involves the NBA draft, New York City, a nightclub, and The View. You don't want to listen to that? It's DTL Football Friday, and it's a vibe. Okay, all of you degenerates out there watching on our YouTube channel, we love you so very much. AB, if your name is Parker Jones today, and you're standing on the sidelines, and a referee plows into you in non-game jersey pads on. How are you feeling today? Because you potentially cost yourselves the game because that could have completely changed it. Do you feel for Parker Jones today, or do we not feel for Parker Jones today?
No, what? Get the hell away from the sideline. You're not even in pads. What are you doing? Who are you? I'll say this. You didn't see him in the second half, did you? No, because I guarantee what he was doing was up there sitting with his parents. All right. That man was off the sideline. And you want to know where he is today? You just brought it up. The transfer portal. He ain't playing at Georgia anymore. Kirby Smart. I don't even want to know what Kirby Smart said to him at halftime, but I guarantee we can't say it on the air.
DG, what would you have done with Parker Jones?
I would have lost it. But the line from AB here is, who are you? Like, we don't even know who this kid is. Like, go and stand on the bleachers so you can see over everybody, but don't get close to the line again. That was great, AB.
Dave Portnoy had a funny on Barstool Sports. He had like the soupy of it, and he was talking in the back. He's like, P. Jones. P. Jones. Who the hell's P. Jones? Soupy, what did you make of this? Because this cost them ultimately points, and it could have changed the entire game.
It could have changed the whole trajectory of the game. What are you doing? Get out of the way with people that are actually trying to win a football game. You just possibly cost them the football game. It's not just some ho-hum bowl game like the Mayo Bowl. This is the semifinals. What are you doing?
Like the Mayo Bowl. I couldn't tell if Lane Kiffin was into the Mayo Bowl or I felt so weird even cashing that ticket last night, even though we did. The Mayo Bowl. All right, still to come, we're talking incentives all over the show. Raphael will be in the chat for about 5 more minutes, and Charles will be in the chat for the next 30 or so. I know you guys have tons of questions. Put them into the chat. We got you covered top to bottom. We are back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is Football Friday here on DTL. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, we only have a couple of primetime shows left. Sunday Night Football this week. We'll dive into the Lions and Vikings in about 20 minutes. And then we have one playoff game, which is on the Monday night. But other than that, primetime live is over for now. But you can catch us every single day on Stadium apps at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, it would be remiss, gentlemen, for us to just go through games because there are lines of 14, 20 Chiefs that are dogs by 11. This is the worst week of the year to bet the NFL. So let's take it from a different perspective. Incentives. And I've got a few names that are playing for a lot, and then their teams also have something to play for. So, AB, I want to start with this. Baker Mayfield has 5 different categories that he can make $500,000 each in. He is lined up to hit all 5. Top 5 in the NFC or the league, or he has to be top 10 in the NFC. He's top 5 in all of these right now. Passing touchdowns, passing yards, completion percentage, passer rating. Which one do you think means the most to him? Because passing yards is probably the most volatile for him. But for Baker Mayfield, in a game they need to win, I think means the most to him.
All right, say those again.
Touchdown passes, he's second. Most of these, he's second in 3 of them. Passing yards, completion percentage, yards per attempt, and passer rating. His agent got really detailed in this contract. If he finishes top 5 in the league, he gets $500,000 for all of them. So that's $2.5 million. I'm saying, which one do you think means the most to him?
It's going to be touchdown passes because it's not only his incentives. Obviously, that's what gets the win, right? And also Mike Evans. I believe that he's on this list as well. So, it's going to be touchdown passes for me.
Yeah, he's guaranteed. He gets $666,000 if he finishes top 10 for receiving touchdowns. And right now he's 3rd. So Mike Evans, unless somebody has 8 touchdown passes, he's going to end up cashing that with Baker Mayfield. DG, let me come over to you. Baker, they need to win this game, but they're favored by 14. The Saints have nobody left. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays, but he's in a position to cash most of these.
Yeah, I do like Baker to cash a lot of these, but mainly I think it's passer rating if I had to choose one because it encapsulates majority of all of these records. And so you think about how I am graded as a quarterback, and it is the passer rating within the different aspects of it. So I like him to cash all of these, but I like the passer rating one the most.
Speaking of a quarterback, Soupy, Geno Smith, when he signed the deal, we really didn't pay attention to it. It was, here, incentive laden. Well, his is very incentive laden, $2 million. He needs 186 passing yards, and all of these are based off of him passing his career highs. It's very creative how some of these players do it. He needs 186 to pass to cash $2 million. He needs to maintain his completion percentage to cash $2 million. Either 10 wins or playoff berth. They're eliminated, but they're 9-7, so he can still cash. So he's got $6 to $8 million on the line on Sunday. Which do you think will be the easiest for him to get to? Passing touchdowns, by the way, he only has 17. He won't cash that. But the other ones, which do you think?
I think it's going to be the passing yards for him. Seattle is a heavy passing offense, so I think they're going to give him a lot of throws. And last time he went well over this prop. He had 363 yards last time against the Rams. So I think this is probably the one that he gets the easiest. They might win because the Rams are in the playoffs. Maybe they rest some players, so maybe that win is also possible.
And does that feed in? Maybe this part of the reason of doing this test is because if you lean into the incentives, Soupy's, the Rams are basically locked in. They're 10-6. They're going to be the 3 seed. They don't care. So Seattle could go out there and just run. And would you bet on Seattle knowing that Geno has all of these incentives and potentially $6 to $8 million to cash in on Sunday?
Be careful doing that.
Okay.
Be careful, because even if they have them on there, doesn't mean they're going to get it. You know what I mean? Be careful. I would say what you want to look at are players that actually bring it up. Joe Burrow brought up that he wants to get Jamar Chase the Triple Crown. All right. Like he said it. Okay. Now he's going against basically Amon-Ra St. Brown. What you do is you bet Jamar Chase on Saturday with his props because quarterback literally said, I'm going to get him this. Well, guess what? Amon-Ra St. Brown plays the final game on Sunday night. So you could bet them going up against each other in terms of props, receiving yards, etc. Yeah, that's what I would go after right there. Yeah, Big Cheesy in the chat said it too. Absolutely.
That is so smart. By the way, Amon-Ra St. Brown is at 109 catches, and Jamar Chase is at 117, so he's got an 8 catch lead. He has about 130-yard lead on Justin Jefferson, and then he's got a 4-touchdown lead on Terry McLaurin. So he's in line to hit all that. And if he gets the Triple Crown, my goodness, how big will that contract end up being? Which I think, AB, is why Joe Burrow even brought it up. It's important, and that's great betting advice from AB. DG, what do you make about what AB just said?
Yeah, I do like it. And also a little kind of just watch out for some of these lines, because just like Mike Evans, I believe his line came out, it was pretty high. It was in the 90s for his receiving yards. The books know exactly the same information that we know. And so they are going to play into this because they know the public wants to kind of feed into this information. So I would say pick and choose, but also maybe come down a little bit on your unit size. If you're betting a certain number, maybe cut that in half for some of these if you don't feel as confident in it, or you feel like the line has moved away from you. So I would just say just pause a little bit, because the books know exactly the same information that we know.
I think that's really good advice too. And Soupy, coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to be doing your prize picks. How much did what you guys were talking about factor in to when you were handicapping and trying to figure out what you were going to play this week?
It has everything to do with it, because as we mentioned, it's not just the players themselves that want it. It's their teammates that want to get it for them. Baker Mayfield thinks it's more important for Mike Evans to get his incentives than Mike Evans does. And Mike Evans is going for his 11th straight season of 1,000 receiving yards. No receiver has started a career with 10 1,000 receiving yards. Not Randy Moss, not Jerry Rice, nobody. He's going for history right now.
Amazing. Those are players to play for. What about a player that's on a team that has nothing to play for? AB, I'm talking about Tennessee Titans. Tony Pollard, who came over from the Cowboys, is fighting injury bug. He has a $250,000 bonus if he can get to 1,100 rushing yards. He needs 83 yards on Sunday. He also could get another 200 grand if he gets to 7 touchdowns, and he needs 2 touchdowns on Sunday. For a bad team, how important is Tony Pollard this weekend?
Here's the thing. I don't know what to do with him because he's had injuries. You've got a coaching staff that I'm not saying they're coaching for the job, but might be coaching for the job. And you got quarterbacks that they don't know what to do with either, meaning they're going to throw the ball a lot. And Houston, I don't know how much they care. I mean, obviously, they've already got the division locked up. I would watch out for Pollard, man. Tajay Spears is the guy. Like, if I were going to play Pollard, I'd play touchdown. Other than that, though, man, Tajay Spears is your guy.
Do you play a first touchdown or anytime touchdown? Because I think AB's right, DG. If they get inside even if he doesn't play a ton, you got to believe they're going to try to get him the rock unless the owners are cheap, and we've heard those stories well. But Tony Pollard seems like somebody, if he's healthy, that this would be a perfect game for what we're talking about right here.
Yeah, Tony Pollard's a really good dude just in general as a human. And so I know the players want to get him that incentive, but you also got to think it doesn't fall in line with everybody else's kind of thoughts. And so if you look at a lot of these incentives, these aren't actually factored into the books for these NFL owners. And so these are going to be stuff that they have to pay out as well. And so they're not exactly expecting all of these to cash. And so I would just be careful, especially with the yardage on a game like this, where there could be an under, as Charles is saying in the chat here, it could be an under game. So maybe kind of fade a little bit, but maybe go 50 rushing yards or 40 rushing yards and a touchdown and give yourself a little bit of a parlay fun with some money.
That's even more great advice. Last player, and I apologize, Soupy, I got to come back over to AB on this one. Derrick Henry. He's already earned some, AB. He's got a lot of 500,000s. And the Ravens play the very first game of the weekend on Saturday against the Browns. They're favored by 1 million, by 20 yards or 20 points. If he's already made 500 grand, 13 touchdowns. He's at 14. If he gets to 15, it's another 500,000. He also has another 500,000 if the Rams can win the Super Bowl. How much do you think Derrick Henry, who spends about $1 million a year on his personal self, could use these incentives just to pay for that?
Yeah, man. Like, and especially for somebody like Derrick Henry who doesn't speak much at all. Like, he's a good locker room guy. He doesn't ask for things. You don't ever hear him demand, like, hey, give me the ball. Like, nothing, man. Whatever you tell him to do, he'll do it. Yeah, because you know who you don't want running in touchdowns? Lamar Jackson, right? Like, you don't want any of this. Just give it to the big fella and let him handle it 100%, man. Yeah, that, like, 1 TD for Derrick. Yeah.
Book it. I can't wait to see what that anytime touchdown number is come Sunday, Soupy. Because Derrick Henry is one of the guys that you don't think about. Hey, D, maybe you don't play on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, the dude is 6'4", 250 pounds. What do we do with because these are, again, very specific, and there's a ton, and that's what happens when you get a big-name guy coming over to another team. You say, how much does he have left in the tank? Well, he has a lot, which is why he should earn this money.
Derrick Henry is an anomaly. He's close to that age where running backs are beginning to sort of decline. He just keeps getting better and better. Somebody mentioned in the chat, look for Derrick Henry's first half anytime touchdown, because maybe he gets that touchdown and then sits for the rest of the game. So I would look at that.
What was that word? You say a what?
An anomaly?
Anomaly. All right.
Anomaly.
30 seconds for you, DG.
I love that this show is an anomaly. No, but Derrick Henry, I think it was our guy, Robbie Hockey, talking about that first half. So make sure you go cash that. Make sure you check out Weekend Wagers today, 3 o'clock.
You're using it for your own personal gain. How
Absolutely.
selfish of you.
Hey, I'm so mad I laid that up for him.
You did. You really did. You really did. All right, still to come on the show. We are halfway home on a football Friday. We still have Sunday night football to talk about. The only game that means everything. Lions and Vikings. Who's going to have a better performance? Also, we're talking prize picks. As my boy JJ calling me on FaceTime, still on vacation. JJ, love you, big boy. Love you. It's DTL. It's a Friday, and it's a vibe. All right, all you degenerates out there as we continue on here on our YouTube page. And I got to tell you, AB, Alabama, they're losing their quarterback. He's going to the NFL. Milroe, is he a NFL first rounder, second rounder, third rounder? Nothing. What do you like?
No, he's not even good enough to play at Alabama. They don't want him. Look, it just came down to him running, right? Like, no, I'm all out on Jalen Milroe. He's got one of the best wide receivers in the country. You couldn't even throw it to him anymore.
I always marvel at this, DG, that was your performance for the NFL people. And that's what you're going to go off of? He looked horrible against Michigan. Is he an NFL quarterback?
Unfortunately, he will get drafted, but it's only off of potential and what they think they can do with him because he has all the intangibles, right? He has what you really want in a player. The problem is he's never shown it ever, but there's always somebody who thinks they're the smartest person in the room who says, hey, I can do something with him. That's what people are starting to think about Zion as well. They're trying to think, oh, I can change his eating habits and make him a better NBA player.
Put down the ice cream, Zion. Soupy, your thoughts on Mr. Milroe? Will you be talking about him in fantasy next year? Good Lord.
I don't know if we'll talk about him in fantasy. At the beginning of the year, I had him as a top 10, potentially inside the top 5. I've moved him down. I still think he's a early pick, first to second round. He does. He has those intangibles. He's a great thrower. He has the running ability. He just really hasn't shown it. I also want to see if there were any lingering injuries this year. I want to find out that report because it does look like he was playing hurt for most of the year.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but he was shooting an NIL commercial before the game the other day. Did you guys see this video? He had his own personal camera guy there, and he was walking out the huddle, and he's like doing the whole looking down thing, and all of his teammates are like walking by him to go out and warm up, and he's basically, they said it was an NIL commercial. That's a sign of the times. 2024. Don't worry about the bowl game. You're getting ready to play to Michigan. Don't worry about that. Get that NIL money. All right, still to come. We've got prize picks. We've got Sunday Night Football. Let's go. We're back in 5 seconds. We are past the bottom of the hour. Welcome back to DTL on a Friday. So glad all of you are here. The live number is fantastic. If you are watching on our YouTube page, please hit that like button every single time you come in. It really helps the show grow. Now, you know I got the best crew in the business. Charles, Big Chuck is in the chat right now. You guys are asking him a ton of questions. Keep them firing. We want you guys to get all of them answered, as many as possible. Now, I've got AB, DG, and Soupy here. But, Soupy, I'm going to start with you because you decided prize pick section that you were going to go with incentives, and I've got my paper and I've got my pencil ready, and I am fired up for this because I don't know where to go. Educate us.
Yeah, there's a lot of incentives, and these are the 3 ones that I think that have the best chance of hitting. Mike Evans, he needs 100 yards for that 1,000-yard mark. The 11 straight seasons of 1,000 receiving yards. That is just amazing. Baker Mayfield has already said he wants to get him that number, and it's against the Saints, who have allowed the 4th most passing yards to the wide receiver. And then we haven't talked about Courtland Sutton. They're playing the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to be resting most of their players in this game. Even some of the maybe second stringers probably will sit in the second half. Give me Courtland Sutton more than 79.5. He needs 82 receiving yards for his incentive. Geno Smith needs 186 yards and a win. I'm going with that 186 yards. I'm hitting the demon with him because he's going against the Rams, who he hit for 363 passing yards in the last matchup. And let me just give you 2 more. I haven't put these on as official picks, but I'll just give you 2 more. J.K. Dobbins needs 58 rushing yards for his incentive, and Zach Ertz needs 2 touchdowns for a $250K bonus, 9 catches for a $250K bonus, and 90 receiving yards for a $250K bonus. I would look at his catches. I think that maybe Jaden Daniels will pepper him a lot with targets. So that's the one I would take if you wanted to look for one.
Leave this screen up, producer man. Oh, I love how you did that. I want AB and then DG. AB, of these 3, if you had to play just one, you could only bet one, which one would you play?
Mike Evans, for sure. Mike Evans.
Okay. DG?
I do like Mike Evans, but let me go with Courtland Sutton because I still think that going against that Kansas City team, I think they're going to air it out because they have to win there.
I wonder how much the Dolphins and or the Bengals have any faith in the Chiefs showing up for this game on Sunday because they need the Broncos to lose. And right now the Broncos are favored by 11 against the Chiefs because they will play nobody, or at least Kelsey's not going to play. Mahomes is not going to play. Real quick, AB, one other one, because we talk about Jamar Chase and feeding into his number because of the Triple Crown. You've been touting Brock Bowers from Georgia all year. He could set the single season reception record. He doesn't have an incentive, but the record is 116. He needs 8 catches. Would you lean into his number if it was 6.5 or 7.5?
1,000,000%. And they're even doing the Raiders are even doing like PR moves to not like make Brock Bowers basically rookie of the year, right? Like they're pushing him for that. And what the hell else do the Raiders have to play for on the field? Yeah, 100%. I would lean into it. 100%.
That's one of the ones I found, DG, that I was like, man, it's not money related, but this is a record that could stand for a long 116 catches is a lot.
Yeah, and Bowers, I believe, is going for another record if he can get closer to 10 or 12. I believe there's something there, as well as Malik Neighbors. He can somehow catch him. Malik Neighbors is not far behind as well if he wants to go out and get a bunch of receptions. So there's a receiving yards and receptions from the rookie records all there for both of those guys. So I believe they're both going to kind of be going for it. So I would pay attention. I don't know what times their games are. I would pay attention to see who plays first and maybe target that person.
So the Raiders, I'm looking at it right now. They play at 4:25. The Giants will play. Where is their game? I can't even find their game. My goodness. Oh, they're playing in Philly at 1 p.m. So Giants are playing earlier than the Raiders are. So something to keep your eye on. All right, there is only one game, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend that means everything. And as Dan Campbell said in the locker room, boys, this is what you play for. Can't get any better than this. It can't get any bigger than this. So my question is, as we look at it currently 2.5 at DraftKings, other big games this weekend as well. But AB, I want to start with you because in order to get the number 1 seed, in order to have that all-important first-round bye in home field throughout the playoffs, the Lions will need to do it at home. The Vikings will have to figure out how to do it on the road. I'm going to play a little impromptu over-under, but I just want you to comment on who you think has a better game, and then would that lead to an incentive for a prop? And let's start with the Darnold. He's playing for a contract. We know that. Jared Goff already has his bag. 280.5 is Darnold. Goff is 274.5. But in your opinion, AB, for this game, how big it is, who plays better in your opinion?
You're talking about quarterbacks?
Yes.
Jared Goff,
think, right?
No, it's very difficult. Jared Goff, because I think the Vikings' success plan would be running the football. Not that the Lions don't, but yeah, I would say Jared Goff here.
So
and that's just the quarterback. I'm not saying the game. Just saying like quarterback yardage. Yeah, I would say Jared Goff.
Seems kind of high at 280.5 too. I think I would lean to the under, DG. Who has a better game, Sam Darnold or Jared Goff? And I will add something to it. Who needs to have a better game for their team in order to get the dub?
The answer to both is Sam Darnold here. I think Sam Darnold plays incredible. The Lions are giving up a lot of yardage, but also you're talking about 2 guys that are playing with their hair on fire right now, Jordan Addison, but also the Jet. Like these 2 are just playing incredible. He can just kind of lay it out there and let them run under the ball at that point. So I like Sam Darnold to get it up to his receivers.
Subi, I know that a lot of fantasy leagues are already over. They're done in week 17. But when you're talking about these 2 quarterbacks, and we've seen both have great games to go over 300 yards, seen both multiple touchdowns, but who has a better game in your mind?
I think overall, I think Sam Darnold's going to have the better game. I think it'll be more efficient. They'll play it a little safe. They're going to air it out occasionally to Justin Jefferson, but I think Goff is going to have the better numbers just because I think he's going to play from behind in this game. The Lions defense has been giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points. I think Goff's going to have to throw it a lot.
I like the over in this game. AB, go.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, remember, we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. You're not running the football on the Vikings D-line. Like, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to throw it. I'm not saying Darnold's a bad game, but You're not running the football on the Vikings, dude.
I had your voice in my head last week. You're not doing it, Hoss. And I was like, this is exactly what AB said on the show. Look at what you said. It's amazing. The Lions defense is Swiss cheese. That's Swiss cheese. Thank you, AB, for that. Always remember that. Even if you don't use it like today, remember it on Friday. That's why I tell you all the time, take notes, educate, and entertain. That's what we're all about. Now, let's go over to the running backs because now there is no more David Montgomery. It's all Jahmyr. And last week on a game when everybody said, oh, you got to sit the starters. You can't play them. All Jahmyr Gibbs did, AB, was go out and have 117 yards on the ground, and the Lions look great against 49ers. This week, for the sake of the argument, his number is 89.5. For Aaron Jones on the other side, it's only 59.5. If the Vikings are going to run the ball like you say they're going to, how do you think Aaron Jones will factor into that?
Oh, Aaron Jones will factor in a lot. I like Aaron Jones rushing over. I don't hate Gibbs rushing over. I mean, we just said that you can't run on them, but this dude finds a way. He's that good. But I would play Gibbs rushing and receiving because they're going to have to use him in the pass game. But Aaron Jones at that number, oh, yeah. Remember, these two teams are some of the best in time of possession, especially Minnesota.
They really are. A lot of good takes so far. Hopefully you guys are paying attention. DG, I love a combo number if you don't know which they're going to lean into. And the Lions are great at dumping the ball off. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the Gibbs going through the air a little bit more than the rushing. I do like the combo number, the rushing and receiving, but I would probably just target just the receiving because I know that they can easily hand it off to him, especially if they do get up. But I think that they can't take any chances because their defense is so bad. They're going to have to kind of keep the pedal to the metal. And so I think they keep going through the air with Gibbs.
Soupy?
It's a clean sweep. I think Gibbs is going to be more of a contributor in the receiving games. I would take the combo rushing and receiving, but as DG said, I would lean towards the receiving also.
All right, very good. Now, finally, we have 2 of the 5 receivers featured on the show Receivers on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You'll fall in love with these 2 dudes. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his number is 75.5. Justin Jefferson, AB, is a robust 93.5. I think what we've seen now that the focus has been on the Vikings a lot the last couple of weeks, that Justin Jefferson is one of those guys that has earned his contract and then some. Which one needs to have a bigger game for their team to win?
Amon-Ra. I would play Amon-Ra's yardage. I would play Jamar Chase longest reception. I would play Jamar Chase receptions, right? 93 is a lot, especially when you have so many weapons. Like, that's the problem with both these teams. But, yeah, if I'm playing yardage, it would be Amon-Ra for me.
I love that take. Watching the Lions play the last few weeks, they give up a lot of big plays. And Justin Jefferson has this unique way, DG, of finding the opening around 15, 20 yards downfield and then getting a lot of yak. So I love the Lions reception. I love him. I like his yards too. I just think they're going to find him. And I don't know. I'm not willing to bet that the Lions, with all backups on the defensive side of the ball, are going to be able to stop this football team. You just can't flip the switch.
I love both the number one Amon-Ra, but also Justin Jefferson here, because you look at Amon-Ra, he is the guy that kind of giving you the jabs as a boxer. Like, he's jabbing you the whole game, catching pass, and then it's the knockout punch from Justin Jefferson. That's where he is. But if I look at anything, I'm looking at the number 2s because I'm looking at Jamison Williams and Jordan Addison. I want to know which of those step up, because whoever is the better receiver is the better number 2. I think that's who wins the game.
Man, Williams has become a beast, hasn't he, Soupy?
I love Jamison Williams. What a year he has had after he's been suspended. He's torn ACL to start his career in the NFL. What he has done, he's become explosive. I think he's leading the team in receiving touchdowns. I would take his props over St. Brown. St. Brown might have an anytime touchdown. I think that would be my safest one I would take with him, because I think Goff will spread the ball around. I'd also look at Laporta too. But yeah, I think for St. Brown, I would take his anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right play. They just have a lot of weapons that Jared Goff is willing to go to. And Jamison Williams, after a suspension, has kept his mouth shut. He's played great football, and he's putting up numbers too. He really is. Oh no, AB's laughing about something over there. It's always usually pretty funny.
No, it's just funny when somebody comes back from a gun charge. Like, it's just
That's true. Those are facts. All right, still to come, we've got an early take on the college football final. And also, I see the live number. It is continuing to grow. It's amazing today. So we'll do the whip around as well. It's DTL, it's Football Friday, and we are a vibe. Okay, all you degenerates out there, AB, that's so funny. Real quick, AB, you weren't on the show yesterday. I would love to get your take because somebody in the chat just mentioned, I can't wait. Maybe they'll change their mind on Saquon Barkley playing on Sunday. He sounded very sad that they're not going to let him go for this, and it's also against his former team. It could be one of the great stories of all time. Are you a little surprised at how he sounded in his interview about not being able to play this weekend?
No, I would be too. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, I'm going for the all-time rushing record that is held up for 40 years. All right. Now, I would say this. The rest of you asses better show up in the playoffs because you keep saying, oh, we got to win a Super Bowl. Like, but look, my legs are bigger than all of you. Number two, I'm fine. Number three, if any of you do not show up in the playoffs, I will tune your ass up right in the locker room in front of everybody. I'm serious. This is the rushing record, dude. Like, you're not going to let me play? Who the hell are you? Like, I make more money than all of you. Why do I care your opinion?
You are so funny. DG, you what do you make of what AB just said?
I love it. The fact you're talking about the Saquon here, that is my favorite. My legs are bigger than all of you. That is probably my favorite line today. But the fact that they are not allowing him to at least go for it a little bit, maybe in the first half, hey, we'll see what you look like the first half. And then if you're not close, we're not going to allow you, but at least give him a half to try something.
It's brutal, Soupy. I don't agree with it. This whole nonsense about not getting hurt, your take.
If they were playing all of their starters, I would understand, but they're playing all the backups. You don't want Saquon, the guy you pay for, the guy who's going to bring you a Super Bowl or try to bring you a Super Bowl, trying to get the find running lanes with backup offensive linemen. I don't think it's the right move. I would love to see him play. I would love to see him play.
It is the Giants. Plus, let's also remember, they're not exactly an offense that can flip the switch every single week. They're not on cruise control these days. They need to keep that flow going. Oh, man. AB, that was classic. Absolutely classic. All right, we are back. And we are back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's DTL on a Friday. You guys are amazing. The live number is incredible. The chat keeps popping. Don't forget, on your way in, hit that like button for us. It really helps the show grow. You can go catch the show today at 3 p.m. Eastern time all over all the stadium apps, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, and YouTube TV, among others. Real quick, Zach in the chat says, no talk about the end of the Ole Miss and Duke game. A lot of FU shots from each team. Well, AB, I don't think anybody's watching the end of the Ole Miss Duke game. Were you? I tuned out.
I didn't watch the beginning of the Duke Ole Miss game. Now, look, Lane Kiffin ran his mouth on Twitter the entire time, so you knew he was going to come with points. And again, Saquon, why are we asking the rest of the team? What the hell do I care about their opinion for? Like,
if you guys weren't watching at the break, we go full hour on our YouTube channel, and AB just lost it for about 90 seconds, and we're here for it. We are here for it. DG, did you watch past win your ticket cash last night for the Ole Miss game? It was the weirdest feeling bet I think I've ever had in a game. It really was.
I felt great about my bet. I turned it off as soon as we cashed because I knew that there was zero chance that I was going to enjoy the rest of that game. So, yeah, no, I didn't watch the rest of it. I don't even know what the final score was, Coach. I have no idea.
I think it was 45-14. I think they won by 31. Sure. I think that was the final. That was the last score that I saw. I just knew that they were covering. I knew that. Yeah, the final score was, 52-20. My bad. They added 2 touchdowns after I turned it off. So those are the FU shots that Zach is talking about. All right, real quick, it's never too early to look. And if you were here at the top of the show, and we'll have those picks in a second, AB is already getting ahead of it because over the course of the next, I think it's 8 or 9 days, the numbers are going to change. So I want to get everybody's early take on this. Texas, Ohio State, same as yesterday, DG. That's at -6. And Notre Dame is a 1.5-point favorite over Penn State. Which one of these lines looks better to you today?
It has to be probably the 6 with Ohio State, and I know that's going up against completely opposite of AB there, but I love Ohio State in the way they're playing right now. They look like they've changed, and they look like they flipped a switch, and so I think that Ohio State's playing on all cylinders right now, and I expect them to kind of dominate Texas.
By the way, AB, this graphic is sick. Absolutely sick. I just wanted to say that. Soupy, let me come over to you. Which one of these do you like better as far as the number is concerned?
I had Ohio State winning the whole thing from the very get-go, and I'm not leaving it. I think they trounce Texas. I'm sorry, AB. I love the way Ohio State's playing. Even with the injuries on the offensive line, they're still being able to block. The run game has been fantastic. Will Howard is finding his spots, and this is the best tackling defense I have ever seen in college football. I just think they're the complete package right now.
Why are we apologizing to AB? He's a big boy. He can take the fact that you guys don't agree. AB, please respond to that. SAWFT soft.
I completely agree. Ohio State is the best team in the country. My bet is specifically on two things. Did you just hear and did you just read the chat? Everyone on planet Earth is betting Ohio State, okay? Texas has more money and fans than anybody out there. So Texas getting by gets money, and it pays the bucks. I can give you that 6.
Robbie says, AB's a horse. Charles says, and I want somebody to translate this for me, I'm rolling with Bizzle.
That's a Bizzle.
Oh, that's a Bizzle. That's even funnier. That's even funnier. And knowing it's in his accent is even the best. For me, I've got to go with Ohio State. And by the way, Ohio State, the odds came out for to win it all. They are a heavy favorite. A heavy favorite of the 4 teams to win it all. I think it's Ohio State. I can't remember the
Ohio
order
State plus 120 to win it all. The next closest is Texas at 360. So
that's a gap.
Massive
That's a gap. Massive
Notre Dame's
gap.
380. So yeah.
Wow. There
Ohio
might
State's the
be
best
something
team.
there.
Yeah.
What's that, AB?
Ohio State's the best team. Like, there's no question who's playing the best football. It's Ohio State by far, right? It goes to show you that gap. I'm interested where this line goes, man. It could go up. And the first game's next Thursday. So
it's 6 days from today, and then I think they have a full 10 days off, and the national championship is the following Monday, I believe is how the schedule goes.
Yep.
All right, there's a lot of you that were not here at the top of the hour. The live number's amazing. Thank you again for that. But don't even worry about it. We got you covered. A little something we like to call the whip around. All right, this is where we go 10 seconds or less on each pick, 1 nugget or 2. AB, start us off.
Yep, Minnesota, Virginia Tech over 42.5. Minnesota is going to score a lot of points today. Virginia Tech, we just need a couple. And we're going to go Notre Dame money line before that number moves. And we're going to take Texas here, even though, I feel you on Ohio State. These boys are good.
It's gonna be fun to watch how we deal with this the next 6 days. That's why we do it early, because it's gonna be a lot of fun. Soupy, 2 plays. Talk to me.
North Texas and Texas State scoring a combined 70 points, but they're missing a lot of their starters, so I'm taking the under 63. And Virginia Tech won't be playing 14 of 22 starters. Minnesota still playing a lot of their guys. I think they roll with -9.
2 bowl games today. DG, you're up.
North Texas, Texas State, they might be missing everybody, but I don't care. We're going both teams to score in the first quarter. It's -125. Both teams are top 10 and first quarter scoring. And we're going to go with Isaiah Hartenstein to go over the 3.5 assists. Going against the Knicks, it's at -110. He's got it in 4 straight. We're going for 5 straight tonight.
Yeah, by the way, last night the Clippers were up double digits, getting 12, and the Thunder still covered. That's how good this team is. All right, time for the 5-pack. Big Chuck, you're up.
Well, France League One, Nice Rennes first half team total over half a goal, with Nice conceding 6 in their last 5 first half goals. La Liga, Valencia, Real Madrid, the over 2.75. Saturday action, EPL, Tottenham and Newcastle get the day started with the first half over 1.5 first half goals. And Sunday action, EPL, Liverpool, Manchester United, the Northwest Derby. Liverpool team total over 2.5. They should score 3 or 4 in this one. And lastly, good old Mo Salah, anytime goal scorer. He scored 12 career goals in 14 matches against Manchester United.
And he is playing at the top of his game right now, as is Liverpool, who are at the top of the standings in the Premier League. Couple other housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. The Howie Schwab Crew play of the day, AB, is what?
We're efforting on that. Give me 1 second. I'll get right back at you here. Having some poll issues. But I do want to say one thing real quick while we're pulling it up. The Philadelphia Eagles, at least they all made a decision together. Okay? They all made a decision to. There we go. I can't get this poll up. Producer man, if you can find it, I can't get it. It's not working for me.
We'll put it out on social media. It's all good. I think we'll survive. Although Howie would say
it's too like I've got it on like 3 screens of the same show, and they're all at different times, and it's just all.
It's all convoluted, but that's why we have a great time. That's why we have a great time. Okay, so. Remember, there are 2 bowl games today. There's no NFL today. There is a full slate of the NBA today. So there's a lot going on. We normally don't have time at the end of the show, but we have about a minute. So let's get 15 seconds. What you're most looking forward to this weekend. Soupy, start us off quickly.
I'm just looking to see if we hit those incentives. They're always a great prop to hit because you feel confident in them. Let's see how we do.
DG.
My favorite bet of the entire weekend, I'm giving out as my first play on Weekend Wagers today at 3 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Selfish. Charles.
Ton of soccer action, but I'm really looking forward to the Vikings upsetting the Lions and taking that number 1 spot.
We will have prime time 7 Eastern Sunday night. AB, bring me home.
Black Monday is approaching us, meaning that's when NFL coaches get fired, and there are always surprises that you're going to see out there. So pay attention to that.
That will feed right into Monday mishaps that we will have on Monday, who will be looking for a job. But as De'Aaron Fox said, hey, they still get their money. All right, it's now time for you to go out into the world. We've had a great hour. The live number was amazing. So thank you for finding us. Be here every single day. We like to have fun and educate and entertain. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew. Love them all. My man from the Dirty Dirty Big Chuck. DG, Soupy, AB, producer man. I am the coach. Melanie, I got your stuff in the mail you get in the next couple of days. We grind for you, so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about. Have a great weekend live Sunday morning right here on DTL. Good luck.